Hello and welcome, guys. Today is my happy place. A little snowman in a snow globe with a tree. This is going to be so much fun. Let's get started. So welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I'm here in my happy place. This is my studio, what little bit you can see of it. You can't really see much of it anyway because it's all piled up. But right now, the reason why I'm not going to be doing the face camera very much is I have a camera right here that's aiming down that isn't this camera. And then I have a camera to the side and I've got the microphone. So I feel like I'm sitting in a technological jungle, but I'm peering through those cords, leaves, and going to do this fun little design. Welcome, Ray. Yes, you made it. I've been seeing your name in the comments. Thank you so much. Guys, I love your comments. Every one of them I do read. I try to put a love heart on all of the comments, and I try to comment back and answer questions as I have a chance. But I've been working really hard getting things done. I am really close to releasing this coloring book on Amazon as a physical book. So if you don't have a printer and you want to be able to get a physical book, I will be having it available on Amazon. But for now, I have it on Teespring. This is the book of 31 designs that were all done during the live stream on November 30th. So if you're interested, check out the November 30th. It says, "Am I nuts?" Because I drew all 31 designs in a row, non-stop. I think I took 1 2-minute break in the entire thing. And on that Teespring link, which I'm going to put up right now. Excellent. On my Teespring link, I do have the kitty cat t-shirt that is a fun vintage cat available on all kinds of things, and this downloadable coloring book. You can download it just like this. This is actually printed from that download. And what I did is I printed out all the sheets and I cut them in half and then just glued the edge. And then you can put them in whatever order you want because you can. And on the back of it, there's 25 of the 31 designs. I couldn't fit all of them on the back and have you be able to see them. That's enough chatting, isn't it? Thank you so much, guys, for coming in. Oh, so I'm using the Doodle Wash December 2020 prompt list, and today we are on number 4, Snowman. So that's what I did here, was I drew up my snowman. All right, guys, thank you. Okay, I'm going to go to a little bit more close-up. We're going to get that background wet. I'm going to try something sort of similar to that first background that we did, which was this sort of Prussian blue and splatting the water on, and it made those sort of splatty snowflakes. I want to put the Prussian blue on. Whoops, I need to turn off the autofocus. I want to put the Prussian blue on the background, and then we're going to use little Q-tips to sort of take out bokeh dots of the color. So we'll have varying degrees of darkness or lightness, one way or another. See, I don't have, oh, I have a big brush. Let's see if that brush is clean. Just go like that. Yeah, it's clean enough, I think. I'm just grabbing a big brush to put water down pretty much on everything, except for the snowman and the tree. So I just want to get that water down pretty fast. I want it to soak in a little bit. There we go. So welcome. All right. You've made it to one of the night ones. See, I'm trying different times to see which time works best for me, but also works best for you guys. So if you could leave me an actual comment after the video, or if you can go down and do a comment now, go ahead and leave it in there now, of what time of day and what My brain just went dead. What time of day and what time zone you're in. So if you say 5 o'clock, are you 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is the time I'm in? Or are you 5 o'clock Australian time, which is a day in advance of me? So, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Catherine. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I will even do the little reminder thing there. There we are. All right, this is still really, really wet. I need to let that sort of soak in for just a second, or just kind of wipe off some of the water. I don't want any puddles. And I think I'm going to just use this big brush. This is a flat wash 1 inch by Simply Simmons, and you can get it at any of the big box art stores. I'm going to use that Prussian blue. I really like it. I'm getting it wet. And the palette I'm using is that same palette still. It's the 42 color inexpensive palette by Superior. Whoops, don't really want that on top of the background now. Really wet. Just close those up so I can get to my paint. Everywhere the water is, the paint will go. And yeah, I am putting it down here on the snow on the ground inside the globe. Oh, I've been using it for all of the paintings in this series, so if you're interested, check it out. Truthfully, it's a really nice palette. It is inexpensive. I don't know, when I did do a color fastness test on it for several months in my south-facing window. So, you know, take that as it is, south-facing window, not outdoors. But in my south-facing window, it was really good. The colors tended to hang out really well, except for the purples. The purples or any color, I think the magenta uses some of that, whatever that purpley color is, in it also. And it kind of faded a little bit too. But other than that, I'll pick up some of that. Get some of that darker color down here. I'm letting the color just sort of flow around, do its thing. And I'm not too worried about the trunk of the tree, but I do want to get there. So what I'm going to do, rinse my brush out, grab a paper towel, and on the inside of the ball, I'm going to blot out. So what that does is it lets us see the white more, but it has color. Look at that. Isn't that already starting to feel snowy? Well, Catherine, I figured that you would be in the same time zone as me. So 5 p.m. seems to work well for you. Is this time of day a good time? I've gone like at almost 9 o'clock Pacific time. I've done 8 o'clock. I've done 6 o'clock. And this time I'm doing 5. But I'm finding that the evening ones are, I don't know, they're a little more fun. So what I want to do first is I'm just going to take a clean piece of paper towel. I want to kind of get a little bit of like a little round spot. I'm going to see if I can pick up some dots. Ooh. Because the paper is still wet, the color is going to flow into them a little bit and soften them up. This is giving us kind of that bokeh, that camera effect that you get when there's lights and the focus is on something here and everything else goes out of focus. So if I don't press as hard, I kind of get a smaller shape. you can do this with different shapes too. You could do it with hearts. If you had something, you know, like a little heart sponge stamp or something, this would work out really well. This is already looking so cute. I figured this is going to be a fairly quick one tonight, but fun. I do want to take the Q-tip, the earbud, and see if I can do some smaller dots. I'm not running it around. I'm just pressing it down and seeing. It works best if I do it in places that have a heavier concentration of color. There we go. It's 8:20 p.m. Well, that's a good time, isn't it? 8:20 in the evening is kind of a nice time. Now, I want to save some of these. I don't want them to all flow away. So I'm going to go ahead and get this dry now. So I'm just using, this is a heat tool that you would use on card making for doing heat embossing. But what this does is the heat stops the paint from moving. So if you like the way it's looking, heat it with your, or dry it really quick with a hot hair dryer. Now, if I want some, you know, brighter round dots, I can go in with my, just a brush and some of the gouache with a little bit of paint. Yes, it's time to dry. So there we go. Oh, this is looking really cute already. Now, I couldn't find them somewhere around. Oh, it's not over yet. I just put the background on, Miss Amy. There we go. Now, this is not going to be a super long one because, well, we can, you can kind of see why. It's fun, cold. I'm not really going to do much more to the snow down here except for maybe use a little bit of gouache to put some highlights in there. I do want to put some shadow on my little snowman. So I'm going to take some of that same blue. And there's a lot of water in my brush. So what I'm going to do is lay the belly, which is this fat part of the brush right here. I'm going to lay it on my paper napkin and absorb some of that water out. It allows the water to be a little bit thicker, the pigment to be a little bit thicker. So now I can go and put a little shadow right here under his hat, on the underside of him here where he's touching into the snow, down his little back, around the, let's zoom in a little bit. Let's get that closer. Hey there, Miss Gina. Thank you for being here. Hey guys, so if you are new here, welcome. I am so excited to see all the new names, new people showing up. And for all of my crew that is hanging out every night with me, thank you. A little bit of a shadow there. Kind of a shadow under his arm and coming down where the stick is on top. Let's see, what else? I think we are going to put a little bit more shadow under the tree. By putting the blue shadows in, it actually helps you to see this as like white snow at night. I think what I'm going to do is the dots that I put on here, get a little bit of that up into the tree a little more. The white dots that are on here are going to be lights And I think I'll have a little bit of light reflecting on the little snowman. Oh, that's going to be good. So, snow inside the snow globe. Can I zoom in a bit more? Sure. We can zoom in a bit more. And focus. There we are. I like to be able to be helpful like that. I'm taking some of that darker blue right up under the edge of that cap. And I'm going to use that a little bit around the outside of my ball also. There's going to be highlights on here. But for the highlights to show up, you do have to have a little bit more color. There we go. Oh, I like that. No worries. I'm happy to help you guys out any way I can. I'm going to let that dry for a second and take a sip of my coffee before it gets cold. So this cute little snowman is sitting in a very happy place. I am going to go ahead and put the green on for the tree and dry it, and then I'll put the colors in. And if I need to put the, you know what? I think I'm going to put the green in on the whole thing and not worry about the lights. And I will put white gouache and then put the color on top of white gouache. Yes, I'm painting over the original drawing. I did all of the originals. Here, let's just zoom out for a second. So I did all the original artwork on cotton watercolor paper. So these are the next ones coming up. I think wreath is tomorrow. Yes. So this is going to be fun because it's going to be all glass balls inside of a glass ball. So just to let you know. And if you are interested in all of the designs, I am going to do some self-promotion. I have a digital download that you can get that has all 31 designs. You can either print it onto your own watercolor paper, or you can, whoops, sorry about that. Or you can put it onto cardstock or anything that that your printer will work on. So let's zoom back in. And the link is right here. It's on my Teespring store, and you can get a metal tip when using masking fluid. Oh, that's the it's the fine liner bottle, and you can buy empty fine liner bottles. It has a needle tip, and I think it was a 0.28 opening. And you can use that for doing your masking fluid. You can also buy the fine liner bottle with masking fluid in it. So, it looks like you guys are having some fun in here. Yes, to make your whites whiter, all you have to do is make your darks darker. So if I wanted to make this show up more, I could go in and darken up my background even more. But I'm thinking because I'm putting white on here, it's going to balance it out. We're going green now. This is dried enough. And what I'm doing is I'm not worried about which greens. I'm kind of taking a combination of the three bottom greens here. They're kind of naturally, and I'm not worried about mixing them. They're okay. They make this really pretty kind of bright. It looks like I am paying attention to where the paying a little bit of attention to to where those dots, where the lights are. And now I could go back in also with my gouache and put snow on the tree. But I'm saying that this is one of those nights where the snow has sort of shaken off the tree. Maybe the my brain just went dead. I just picked up some of that Prussian blue. That's why my brain just went dead. Maybe the windstorm came through and knocked the snow off the tree, but it's still cold and it's still snowy and it's still a happy place. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of color on that tree in the very background. And I could even put some more little trees back here that don't even have ink on them. See? Maybe there's a little diorama painted on the inside of the globe behind him. I've seen things like that before. That's fun. And maybe there's a little bit of a green glow on the inside of the glass right there. Snowman, yeah. This is today's on Doodle Wash, day 4, is Snowman. I think a little bit of that blue and that bottom green there. See, sometimes I just mix right on the little palettes, you know? Gives me some magic colors. And I'm just making some little up and down strokes, basically. There we go. Look at that. Gives you kind of that feeling of trees in the background. Mr. Snowman, bring me a dream. Make him the coldest that I've ever seen. I don't really want a cold dream. You know, Cocoa is a better dream, I think. I am now going to go and, let's see. I think I'm going to get some bright yellow to put in on that star. Just a little dot. Let it dry. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I am going to go and grab some black off of the bottom, that very bottom one there. They only have numbers on any of these for all of the little palettes. They just have numbers. So I'm giving kind of the names that I think they are, like this is black. So I colored in the hat. I'm going to put some of that, because it's a very transparent black. I still had a little green in my brush because I didn't wash it before I picked up that green or the black. I'm going to grab some brown. Well, thank you, Bonnie. I like this little guy too. Because he's different. He's different than all the other snowmen. He says, why should I be standing there the whole time? I think I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to admire that tree. Let's see. I'm going to grab a bit more of some bright yellow. I'm going to put yellow on my holly leaves first. And I think I'm going to put yellow on a few of the lights. So that way there's a reason why I might put a little bit of yellow shining on the snowman. And he also has an orange nose, so I can get that going. And Shiny, happy people. I love it. I love that you guys are so happy and that this is, I mean, really and truly, you guys make this my happy place also. I'm always happiest when I'm able to work in my studio and have company also, like this. My studio is very small, so it's not like I can actually have real people in here. I just took some of that brown. It was sort of the burnt sienna brown and maybe a sepia brown, kind of mixed up together. Get some brown into that tree trunk and that darker brown like up on his shoulder where it's going in to the snow, and right there. I need, and I'm not worried about getting the brown off because I kind of want that dark black to actually be a little darker. So just putting some coal on his tummy. The snowman is surprised when the star starts talking to him. Oh, you know, that sounds like a cute kids cartoon. Let's see. I'm gonna grab some orange. I am a person. I love holiday television shows. I think he's gonna get an orange. And then there'll be a couple of these little ornaments that are orange also, or lights that are orange. And the reason why is now I've got that color in a few spaces on this, and so it doesn't look so odd. I might even put a little touch of that orange. So he's getting whatever I'm putting on the tree is getting reflected around on the snow inside here. In front of him, I think. So I need to get a little yellow down on the snow. Yes, I just said yellow snow. But this is, you know, let's just have fun and create a whimsical little place to be. The only strict rules about yellow snow is you don't eat it. Yellow snow happens, guys. I'm going to take some of the kind of orangey red that's on, because that's a real Christmas red. And I'm going to put some lights in where maybe there weren't any lights. So that way I can make the tree feel a little bit bigger, a little bit more plush. Just a few little hits of that color. And then I think he's going to get kind of a lovely blue. Some blue ones in here. The blue ones are going to be dark. You don't really get a lot of reflected light off of the blue ones unless they're really close to the ground. Ooh, that one kind of drooped down, didn't it? Get my brush back to a point. See? If something doesn't work, you can always, with watercolor, just go and touch it lightly. Like, I think I want to put a little bit more dark green in the tree now. So that way the area around the lights will look brighter. And maybe I'm just going to work that blue. Ooh, that's what I'm going to do. The blue that I just put on here that was like for blue lights. Not working for me for that, but it is working. There we go. It is working for darkening up the tree. Maybe a little bit of some light. Yep, the drawings are in my store on my Teespring shop. And it's the Cute and Creative Hand-Drawn Winter Ornaments created by me. It's 31 designs. And you can print it out at home and you can color along with me. I am looking at that going, I think he needs a little bit more. Whoop, that's green. That was a little green. Didn't really want green. But I can make it go bluish. Whenever I hear bluish, I always think of the Beatles movie, The Yellow Submarine, that wasn't really done by the Beatles. They only showed up at the very, very end, in the credits, basically. But are you feeling bluish? I think maybe a touch of magenta. Water it down. Put just a little bit of the magenta on his cheek, because he's a happy little guy. And sort of soften out some of that in the snow. There we go. Oh, that's looking good. It's a little bit strong on his tummy. I think I'll probably put a little bit of gouache on that. So, start off here. We're going to go and do a few little fixie up spots. Just soften the colors up just a little bit. I like that better. A few little brighter spots of snow down here in the glass, or in the area below him that's kind of pressed up against the glass. Bit of snow, a little bit of snow I think is going to end up on the tree here. You know, we were moving along really quite quick, and then screeching tires. I start playing with adding more stuff. What can I say? Just like I'm thinking that there's snow on the inside of the globe. So, but I don't want it to be, I don't want to end up with it being too much, but I want a little bit of snow falling on the inside of the globe. Once we put our highlight on here, it's going to push everything to the inside. Oh no, you can't hang up on your dad. I talked to my dad tonight too. You know, when you've got the framework to do it, it is easier. So having the drawing already, and the nice thing about having the downloadable is that you can, the coloring book as a PDF, is that you can download and print whatever pages you want. So once you've got the download, you can print it however you want to. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, no, I have to finish his I'll get the highlight on this side, but I have to finish. I have to finish his hat, the holly on his hat. So, yep, I do. I go right over lots of stuff that I've already painted. Because that forces it to go to the inside. The glass then pops up and becomes the outside. You can work it up in layers. You don't have to do it boom in the darkest, heaviest way. I just didn't want to cover my star. That was kind of my little guiding point there, is I didn't want to go over the star. All right, I'm going to empty the gouache out of my brush. I'm going to finish the holly. So I need to go in with the green. By leaving a little bit of that yellow showing, it gives it some highlight. You know, you don't have to do a lot. Oh yeah, Michelle. See, that's one of the things that they're always with you. As long as you remember them, they're always with you. Wow, that's all that took. Look at that. I left a little sliver of white. I didn't have to. I could have gone in with a pen and put some white gel pen on that, but I didn't have to do that. I could leave it. Now, of course, I just did that, and now I need to make sure that it's dry, because when you put the red and you don't let it dry, it will just bleed right into your highlight. So I'm just drying this off. There we go. And now we're going to go put a little bit more water in that. I'm going to start off with it a little bit more wet. I'm going to put, there's a bit of a highlight right here. And I'm making this up as I go along. I'm just going, where's that highlight? And then I'm going to leave a little break in it. And then pull it down. I'm saying it's like near a window. And then I'm letting it just fade off. Keep your highlight, the edge here of your highlight needs to kind of match the edge of whatever it's on. And that helps to start forming it into that lovely dome. Go back, put a little bit more of a brighter highlight in a couple spots there. And if you end up putting too much or not enough, you can always go back and adjust. You like the splatters? Yeah, these splats were done with the wet background and then using a paper towel to blot, and a few of them were Q-tip or earbud to blot out. Brighter. And if it is a window, you do need to have a little bit of a sharp line in your highlight where that break is, but then as it's falling off, going around, not so much of a hard line. putting a little bit of a highlight, kind of bouncing. I wonder, should we do? I'm trying to think if I want to put a sparkle highlight. I can always wipe it out if I don't like it. I don't like it. So, nice thing. Boom. Didn't like it? Don't have to keep it. But what I do want is a little bit more of that dark blue to give me a little bit more definition around this outside edge. Because sometimes you need shadows. Shadows reflect also. So let's rotate just a little bit so I can get my hand in here better. Needs to be darker. And the nice thing about this type of a palette is that you don't have to feel so precious about accidentally, you know, maybe getting some gouache into one of the palettes, some of the pans. So I'm just giving it a little bit more. See? A little bit more here and there. Because I want that to feel a little bit more round. Oh, that's all it takes. Just a couple little lines. And sometimes it's the knowing when to stop that really is the whole key to the whole thing. But I do want a little bit of this blue up here. Then I think maybe I'll take my silver metallic pen. See, I want, there we go. See, I want to soften that edge right there. Or harden that edge. Wow. The stories. It's so fun to see the stories. I only see parts of them as they're going by. I have to go back and rewatch some of my videos so that I can get, I just got green in my white. That's not what I intended. Look at that. You can clean it up. There we go. I think I'm going to put my little signature in here, like right over along in the ball. There. Dry this puppy so I can put one last little highlight. Here is where you can find it. Paste. In my Teespring shop. It should show up right at the top of the Teespring shop, and if it doesn't, you just scroll down in the images just a little bit, and it's on either the first row, second row, or third row. Sometimes they move around. I don't know. There we go. Okay. One last thing. Let's zoom out on that. Because sometimes when you're right on top of it, you can't tell how it looks. But I'm looking at that going, yeah, I'm pretty pleased. What do you guys think? So in the chat, if you should be able to click on the link, and if you can't find the link in the chat, I am pinning it to the top of the chat. So now you should be able to click the Teespring shop. It says Teespring shop has new merch. And the patterns are all in there. I am going to go ahead and pull the tape off because I think that it's ready. Get those little earbuds out of the way. And there we go. We're going to pull the tape off. This is so pretty. I am really happy that I did this. I'm happy that you guys came and hung out with me. We have more designs coming. I'm doing all 31 of them as videos. Now, see how the water kind of went underneath of my tape? And if I don't like that, I can always take just a touch of gouache and just carefully dab it on. And it might take 1 or 2 coats of it, but it cleans it right up. So there we are, Mr. Snowman. I am really happy. I hope that you are too. Remember, guys, we have wonderful designs all the rest of this month. You can download the book from the Teespring shop. And if you're interested, okay, so now that we're like, mostly done, if you're interested, I do have my Fun Floral Mandalas coloring book that is full of my art, all hand-drawn mandalas in a floral style, 50 designs on my Amazon shop. So you just go to the link down below in the more information. I also have these fun, I also have fun dot journals for like bullet journaling. And I am working on, here, you guys get to see I'm working on, this is going to be the coloring book that I do on Amazon. And what I did, now it's not going to be a see-through on the pages. This is just really cheap paper because I didn't want to, print on super heavy-duty paper. But cute and creative winter ornaments, a coloring book for everyone. And it has all the designs in it also. And on the back of all of the pages is a really faint dot pattern. So if you wanted to write messages to yourself or journal in the book, it works for that too. But that's not up yet. That was a sneak peek. Thank you guys. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please share this video with your friends. Share it on Pinterest. Share it on Facebook and Instagram. Wherever you can share, please do. I really appreciate it. We're working on getting to that 100,000, and I'm heading up. I'm almost at 93,000. Super. Thank you guys so much. We're building our community and we're growing it, and we're going to keep growing it after 100,000 too. So thank you guys. Remember, go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I want to see you back here again tomorrow. And I will be putting all of the iCards up here in the corner with the 31 designs all done in one day, and the playlist with all of these videos from the watercolors going in. See you guys.